Okay, the girls are picking this peppermint here. We have a peppermint patch and we have a spearmint patch. We have a lot of mint. Good girls, thank you for the tea. Okay, here I have a pot on my stove and I used a 4-cup measuring cup twice and it made 8 cups of water that we're going to heat up. We'll put the cover on and we'll heat that up for a few minutes here. When it comes to a boil, then you can add your tea. Okay, water's boiling, so now we'll put the tea in. Okay, I'm going to add about this much tea, which is about as much as I sell at the market in these little cups here. Here it is in the pot. I just dumped it in upside down and pushed it down with a spoon like this, and it should fill up most of the water. You can see the water starting to get green, but it's important to cover this very quickly so that the volatile oils don't escape. And then you're going to let it sit for 20 to 30 minutes. It's important that you don't let it sit much longer than that because it will start to have a different taste to it. You want just the minty flavors to get into the water. Okay, my timer is off. I set for 30 minutes. Now we've got some tea in here. I'm going to strain it. I usually use a 1-gallon container, and I have a cheesecloth here that I made out of curtain shears. I put that inside of here so that any of the residue or anything like that won't go through. The only thing that will go through is some very, very fine dirt that's been sterilized from cooking, and that usually settles to the bottom of the pitcher when you are drinking it, so you just don't have to use that part. So what I'm going to do is strain it through here. You can see it's nice and dark and rich. One thing about tea is you never squeeze the leaves. You just strain it out like this, and usually the leaves will stay in there, or maybe I'll put the cover on to make sure no leaves fall out. I might put the cover on there for the last part, and just let it drip, but do not squeeze the leaves. Then you're going to take this cheesecloth out so any of the loose leaves went in there, and then now you have about a half a bucket of strong tea. So what we want to do now is add the sweetener and then add ice to cool it. I have some homestead honey that we got from our homestead here, and I'm going to pour about a 1/3 cup of that in here while it's hot. It's good to try to do this as quickly as possible because you want to make sure it's good honey possible so that the volatile oils will not escape too much. So I'm just going to stir it up here with this measuring cup. Get it off of the measuring cup here. The quickest way for me to do this is to just put the ice from my ice maker in here. See if I can do this without spilling. Just add as much ice as you can. Add the ice till the ice reaches about to the top. That way you're cooling the mint down very quickly. Spilled a little bit, but there. And now we stir it quickly like this. That chills the milk down. It's already been sweetened. Okay, so we got some ice in here now, and I'm just stirring it, and that makes it the ice melt very fast because the tea was hot. But it chills the mint tea down so that the steam stops coming and the volatile oils will stay in the tea. Okay, these two girls here, Abby and Erin, my granddaughters, helped me pick all this tea, and we made a batch here. We just showed you how. And they're going to taste test now and see how it tastes. What do you think? Is it good? You like it? You like it? It's good tea, huh? I think so too. Now you can add your own amount of sweetener. You may not want to add as much ice, or you might want to add a little more honey. Just experiment, no pun intended, experiment until you get what you like. Thank you. This is Michelle Robinson from God's Creation Gardens and His Harvest Homestead.